So the final press conference between Nate Diaz and Jake Paul just happened. And if you didn't see this, you got to check it out after my video. This was absolutely just one of the most batshit crazy press conferences I've ever seen. It was so all over the place. It was so disorganized. Ariel Helwani was just absolutely just, if you know Ariel Helwani at this point, just absolutely gassing up Nate Diaz, just sucking him off basically with the giant introduction. The whole Ariel Helwani embarrassed himself, in my opinion, throughout the whole introduction. They had that Pepto-Bismol guy that Colby Covington called out and Conor McGregor had a problem with. That reporter, he was asking stupid questions. The questions were terrible. Nate was getting irritated. Jake was saying some very homophobic things. It was just all over the place, man. And, Nate, I was visibly definitely getting irritated. I've said this, in all the videos I've been making leading up to this. I think Nate Diaz is genuinely annoyed with Jake Paul. I think he's avoiding every bit of I think he loves it. He's getting his guys some shine. He loves that this is a giant fight, payday, all those things. But at the end of the day, Nate is not an influencer, play around type of dude. He was just freaking out. You could tell he's a little antisocial as well, and Nate was just not having it. That Derek Better Media asked a question, said, I apologize. Don't have your guys beat me up. And then I hope Jake knocks you the hell out. And then Nate stood up and was like, bring that motherfucker up here. And if you haven't seen it, it's one of the craziest press conferences I've ever seen. I was reading the chat and people were like, this is stupid. I'm like, this is awesome. This is absolutely all over the place. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, this is when two worlds collide. You get this joke influencer vibe from where Jake's just selling a fight and this and that. And you get Nate and his goons are taking this serious. That's apparently there was some issues between, if you haven't seen the backstage back when Chris Avila, Nate's teammate, was fighting on the undercard of Jake Paul and Anderson Silva. They had some issues backstage with the security guards, and Nate's sitting there, and he's like, yeah, and that security guard that you got back there, I'm going to bust him up or something like that. Or he said, like, F him or whatever, and then that guy started saying some stuff. Then Nate's team came over, and dudes were throwing punches on the stage, like, staged or not, I mean, I doubt it, considering Nate's team. This is a reoccurring thing everywhere they go. It was crazy. This was I see people saying that this was the dumbest press conference. I think it was one of the best press conferences I've ever seen. Honestly, it was because it was all over the place. It was literally, they had a plan and it all went to absolute shit because Nate Diaz, being the legend that he is, turned the entire thing into just basically whatever Nate wanted to go on. He said what he said. He ignored questions. I think he did a great job deflecting some of the BS that Jake and his team were throwing his way. You knew they were going to try to say some dumb things and rattle him and this and that. And we got to see the fire in Nate a little bit. I think he's been irritated, and you got to see that a little bit. Some of his remarks, how he was standing up and kind of pacing around, losing it a little bit. And, I'm always Team Diaz, man. So, I wish I was there for this. And the crowd seemed to be split between Team Paul, Team Diaz. And what's making this so interesting is people would look at this and they're like, is it stupid or whatever? You could have your opinion, but you can't say that this is not entertaining. You have the guy over there who's kind of got the, that street vibe to him. Like, I'm not playing around. I don't care about the cameras and all that. And then you got Jake Paul, who's the polar opposite. Like, not a street dude at all. A dude that, looks like he's watched some hip hop videos and is like, I'll throw some jewelry on or whatever. And he's, out here trying to play this game, and Nate's not playing games. And there were real punches thrown. People were getting hit on stage. They had to split that up. And I guess my big question is, when the security starts throwing down, what happens then? What happens when the security, who's supposed to be the ones breaking stuff up, when they're fighting and then everyone else is fighting? Like, how does that, I wouldn't be surprised if some fines are thrown here. I know everyone's going to go stage. It's not staged when people are actually getting punched. You know, people said this about the Gotti Mayweather thing. That's not staged. There's actual people getting hit with bare knuckles, dude. People are getting cracked in the face, leaving marks, bloody noses. I mean, I don't know what the aftermath is. This just happened. So you're welcome. I'm getting this video out as soon as I can. This is my reaction. I've been covering, you know, this Paul Diaz thing since the very beginning. When this got announced, I've been passionate about it. That press conference was absolutely crazy. It was all over the place. That damn robot was up there walking around, and some sort of video was playing, and I don't know what was on the robot. It looked like something with Nate and the UFC, maybe fight highlights, or I don't know. It was absolutely crazy. I feel bad because Amanda Serrano and Hardy were up there. They didn't really get asked a lot of questions, but my God, is Ariel Helwani cringe. Later tonight, I have a video coming out about Ariel Helwani, but if you've seen this video at a later date, there will be an Ariel Helwani video, or there is on my channel at this point. If you're watching this past when I just put this out after the press conference. So, but yeah, man, I'm hyped. This was crazy. This was interesting, to say the least. If you haven't seen it, check out the highlights, like, subscribe. I just wanted to give you my take on it because I'm reacting immediately after it. I feel bad for Nate and his team because I know that they don't like playing these games, but I'm sure those guys like the opportunity to get down. And, you know, I think Nate's been trolling. The commentators were on there and they were like, oh, we saw that promo and saw Nate hitting the pads. That looked a little different than the videos we've seen. And I'm like, what have I been telling you, mother effers, this whole time, that this dude has been playing a game? He's been playing the game, playing that, you know, that's the street smarts, man. He's been playing the game over Jake Paul this whole time. I'm telling you, those videos that were released of the sparring, the pad work, it's all troll work, man. You're going to see. You all are going to see come Saturday. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So like, subscribe, help me out. I appreciate it. Drop a comment down below if you've seen the press conference because it was bananas. Ariel Helwani was absolutely cringe. He was embarrassing. He literally was sucking Nate off with the introduction. It was really pathetic. I get he likes Nate, but come on, man. Like, that was over the top embarrassing. His one-liner that he said to Amanda Serrano, he's like, oh, you got so much ice on, I could ski on it or something. That was so stupid. Shouldn't have said it. But like, subscribe, help me out, comment below. I'd be curious what you all think. See you in the next one.